So, as I said, my name is Rory Nichols, and I am a film editor in my career. I've been working in the industry for about 8 years now, and I primarily focus on advertising content, so working with brands to create television commercials, social content, that type of thing. But another part of my editing also specializes in branded film documentaries. Quite recently, I edited and directed a series for YouTube about road racing in the UK, and that involves motorbikes, basically. And those are sort of my two focuses at the moment. The best way to get into the industry, or let me at least tell you my way that I went into the industry to where I am today. Basically, I started off as a runner in a post-production facility. Now, basically what that is you kind of just do everything, which is, it's fun and exciting because you do have a lot of skills that you do learn from it, and it teaches you to be a very resilient person. You're responsible for teas and coffees, so you'll always be amazing at making those forever, once you're there. And then, but the one good thing it gives you is it gives you access to clients, and it also gives you access to other senior editors, producers, directors. It gives you the opportunity to learn from a lot of brilliant people that have already been through this process that you're currently in. So never look at being a runner as a bad job, because it really isn't. It's a gateway job. Everyone does it. And every person in my career who I really respect now has started as a runner. And then what you do is, once you've sort of done that, what I did is I just used to hang out in what we call it here as a machine room. Now, basically that is full of edit assistants. An edit assistant is someone responsible for essentially creating the projects, ensuring that all of the rushes are loaded in, grouped and synced, which is, that's their job, to basically ensure that as soon as the senior editor comes in to edit that project, it's ready to go. And then once you're at edit assistant level, what I did is I basically just kept proving myself as an edit assist. I kept learning from every single person I could. I would take all of their knowledge to, fulfill my career and push myself forward. Sometimes I'd put myself in uncomfortable positions where not necessarily uncomfortable in a good way, not in a bad way. It was always like I'd want to challenge myself, and that's something you really need to make that jump from edit assist to editor. So sometimes one time they said, look, the editor's phoned in sick and we really need someone to actually do this edit for us right now because we've got a client sat here. And I put up my hand out of 5 other people in that room. And was I scared? I was petrified, truly. But then it was amazing. As soon as I was in that room and I got into the flow of things, it was incredible being given that opportunity. And then I just sort of moved into an advertising agency where I got the job as a full-time editor. And I just kept working. I kept pushing myself. I kept throwing myself into challenging situations. And sometimes it's not always going to be easy. It will be tough sometimes. So then after that, I joined an advertising company, and basically I was there as a full-time editor. I finally had my opportunity to prove myself even more, and I just kept challenging myself the whole way through my career, and even now, I'd never be afraid to take on a brief. Obviously, don't take on briefs that are outside your scope of ability, because, that will make you feel worse and more uncomfortable. If you believe you can do it, and most of the time we do know these things. We know exactly how to edit. We've done it all before. We've been in those positions and we've been in those rooms. You just have to be the type of person that is willing to take on a challenge. And I guarantee that if you do, it will pay off massively for you. My inspiration to get into this industry, and specifically into film editing, was, I remember being a kid. I remember being about maybe 10, and every bit of pocket money I ever was given, I would just buy DVDs. Because it was DVDs back then. There was no Blu-rays, or Netflix wasn't really a thing. But that was all I'd do. That's all I ever did. And I would buy loads of films, such a variety of films. And I just used to watch them all the time. I was such a film geek. That's all I ever wanted to do. I'd watch them. And then I got more into, I started buying books about films and reading about sort of cinematography and editing and directing. acting and all of those things. So by the time I was 16, I already felt so confident in it. I loved it. I loved every aspect of it. And I think it's definitely that type of industry where you do have to love it, because the more you love it, like, you're going to go through some tough times. You're going to be doing a lot of late nights. You may not be making as much money as you'd like. However, once you get through that, you'll never look back, because it is an amazing creative industry.